Hey y'all, welcome back. So our last video, I covered our $5 5-tier stackable garden. If you missed that video, I'll make sure that I attach it at the end of this one. But at the end of that one, I told you that we were gonna start converting our plastic pots to fabric pots. So today, that's what this video is. We ordered a bunch of these fabric pots online, and I'm gonna tell you first, before we start making that switch over, exactly why we have decided to change everything over from a plastic pot to a fabric pot. We already have changed over some of our plants because we wanted to see if there really was a difference, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you now that there is for sure a difference. So this is our mulberry in a plastic pot that you can see is not very happy at all. It started to get lots of little berries on it. It was doing really well, and then all of a sudden it just started to suffer big time. So then if you look over here, we have a blackberry that we did put into a fabric pot that is just doing amazingly well and is getting so many berries on it. It's just loaded with berries. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you a couple of the reasons why we decided that we're gonna go ahead and switch over our pots from the plastic to the fabric. And one of those reasons is called air pruning. What is air pruning? I'm so glad you asked. So what roots generally tend to do as they grow is they tend to go out and they look for oxygen and they look for nutrients. In plastic pots, the roots will spread out, but when they hit that plastic, they start to take a detour and they just start going in a circle, continuing to look for that oxygen. And what happens on their consistent search for oxygen, the roots just go round and round and round and round, and eventually, I'm sure most have heard the term, they become root bound. And when a plant becomes root bound, it's no longer able to absorb the nutrients that it needs, it's no longer able to get the oxygen that it needs, and eventually the plant ends up dying. So what a fabric pot does is a fabric pot actually allows oxygen in so that when the root reaches the edge of that pot, instead of taking a detour and starting to spiral around, it actually stops right there, self-prunes, and then it allows itself to take in that oxygen and then take in those nutrients more efficiently. It also sends off these little side shoots that also help to take up more nutrients that it does not do when it's just continually going around and around and around looking for oxygen and nutrients. Another reason why putting it into the fabric pots is so much better is because it also keeps the plants from overheating. Since there is oxygen in, and since these pots are self-wicking, just like how we sweat to try to get heat off, these pots also allow the plants to wick off moisture so that they're not holding in too much heat, and they're aerated so that they're not holding in too much heat, and then your plants don't suffer from heat stress. And then, as mentioned earlier, the oxygen. So through these fabric pots, the plants are allowed to get oxygen that they need to grow. So we have air pruning, we have heat stress relief, we have the oxygen that they need. And then the last thing is because these pots don't hold all of the water, and they have the ability to let water out on all surfaces, you don't have to take the risk of overwatering your plants. The plant gets to take in the water that it needs, the soil gets to stay moist, but all of that excess water gets to drain out, which is really, really important when it comes to your plants. So switching our plants over from a fabric pot to a plastic pot is going to allow our roots to self-prune so that they can get the oxygen and the nutrition that they need. It's going to allow them to be able to wick away moisture so they don't suffer from heat stress. And then it's going to allow them to get the oxygen that they need and have that oxygenated soil like they would when they're in the ground. Not that I'm an expert on plants or pots or soil, but this is just my understanding, and we did our little experiment and it seems to be working out really well. So we're gonna go ahead now and we're gonna just transfer all of our plants that are in plastic pots into the fabric containers. And then maybe at a later date, we'll be able to do an update for you on that as well. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take care of that now. Yeah, that's the new stuff that we found a lot of.
Yeah, it's definitely
Root bound?
mega root in there, yep. Oh yeah, all the way around, same exact size as this.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh man, look at that. Yeah, that's bad.
Pretty cool.
Probably break it up, yeah.
Just feel like we should take some off.
I think if we loosen it up, it'll be able to.
I'm sure this is going to shock you.
Good.
Think is that enough?
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is what is left of the soil that was in here once the roots had sucked all of the moisture and the nutrients out of it. It's just sand and a little bit of mulch left. Now it has this. Now it has this beautiful composted soil, which hopefully will make it much, much happier. Let's get that one into a fabric pot as well. When you lift this up, you can see how root bound that is, root bound. I'm gonna try to see if we can break apart the ball and loosen it up so that those roots can start trying to do something again. But look how hard it is. Just poor plant has not had a chance in that plastic pot. It's gonna be so happy. Wow.
Great.
It's amazing that thing's even still alive, huh? You should what?
I say, you think we should leave that or no?
I don't know.
We'll leave some of that.
Yeah, that'll probably be okay.
What pot we do?
Right here.
Huh?
Right here. So hopefully we didn't kill the plant beating the roots to death like that, but they were seriously root bound. They were just one big huge tight wad. We like to learn through experience instead of getting on the internet and Googling all of the things, because it always seems to take you in a million different directions anyway. But we'll always welcome your opinions and your advice so that others can glean from it. But we do what we do.
Good enough?
Yep. Okay, so there we go. We've got it all watered in, got it in its fabric pot. Let me show you the other one. All watered in its fabric pot. We've also got our tomatoes in a fabric pot. And they seem to like it pretty well in there. And then here's our kale growing from our $5 5-tier stackable garden. The lettuce doesn't seem to have sprouted, so I guess that must have been a bad seed packet. But we'll keep y'all updated. Okay, that's it. We've gotten all of our plants into fabric pots. It was a little bit of work. It's really hot out here, but we got it done, and we're looking forward to watching our plants thrive. Hopefully the ones that are dwindling quickly start to bounce back quickly, and we're excited to share the progress with you in a few weeks when we can see how well it's really working. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you if you're suffering from plants that are in plastic pots that are getting root bound, that seem to be dying for no reason. Hopefully these fabric pots will work out as well for you as they seem to be working for us. And please make sure you do all of the things to support our channel, like, subscribe, and share. And I hope you guys are all having a very blessed day. Thanks. Bye.